Hello and welcome to this video in which we're gonna talk about 7 habits that will help you becoming rich. Human beings are creatures of habit, and many of us are in debt. What habits have led us to this point? How did we get into a state of concern over credit card bills, loan repayment, and avoiding debt collector calls? It was mostly a question of routine. But now we know what those habits. Although you may not notice the link between proper oral hygiene and a healthy bank account, flossing requires dedication. It's easy to fall into what we call poverty habits if you don't have it. Here are 7 poverty behaviors that bind people to a life of poverty if you want to grow rich. So before started, subscribe to the channel and don't forget to turn on the notification bell to do not miss any new video. 1. Make a plan and define objectives. Rich individuals establish goals for themselves. They make daily, weekly, and monthly goals lists, and they can tell you where they want to be in 20 years. People who are poor simply wing it. Corley wrote, 95% of the poor persons in my survey had no life plan. Without a blueprint, without long-term goals, we're like leaves floating aimlessly through the air on a fall day. The bottom line is that you don't need to be wealthy to establish a strategy. If you want to be wealthy, you must have a strategy. 2. Don't go overboard with your spending. Saving money and investing it is the simplest and safest way to build wealth. It's the equivalent of planting an acorn and seeing it grow into a tree. For millions of Americans, the issue is obtaining an acorn to plant. According to a 2018 Federal Reserve analysis, 4 out of 10 Americans would be unable to meet an unexpected $400 bill, let alone have an emergency fund. It is now at 6%, the lowest level since the 2008 financial crisis, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. If you are barely able to pay your bills and are unable to save, the apparent option is to earn more money. That brings us to the next bad habit of poverty. 3. Create multiple income streams. According to a 2019 Census Bureau research, only 8.8% of women and 8% of males had 2 or more jobs. Prior to making their first $1 million, Corley discovered that 65% of affluent people had set up at least 3 diverse streams of income. Poor folks only have one source of income, he wrote. They've put all their eggs in one basket. So, if you lose your work, have a medical emergency, or get behind on your obligations, your single source of income is unlikely to be enough to get you out of trouble. 4. Educate yourself via reading. Not only do wealthy people work 2 jobs, but they also find time to read. They don't, however, read Stephen King or Danielle Steele. They read books on education and self-improvement. Corley discovered that only 8% of low-income people read educational or self-improvement books. He wrote, "Success necessitates progress. You may achieve that progress by reading and educating yourself on a daily basis." 5. Avoid toxic relationships. Psychology has a significant influence in accumulating money. It may sound trite, but having a positive mindset is essential. It's difficult to keep one if you hang out with folks who can't do anything. Only 4% of low-income people, according to Corley, associate with success-minded people. He wrote, "You can only thrive in life if you surround yourself with the right kind of people. That is, people who are upbeat, optimistic, inquiring, and helpful." 6. Don't talk to yourself negatively. The only thing worse than being surrounded by losers in terms of mentality and money is believing you're a loser. "My job is too demanding, it's not my fault," or "I'm not smart enough," do you say? If you say it enough times, you'll believe it. You are wiring your brain for failure when you allow negativity to govern your thoughts, Corley wrote. You'll never be able to break free from your existing money or personal situation. These negative thoughts will be transformed into beliefs that function similarly to computer programs. 7. Maintain a healthy way of living. Are you a couch slug who can't get enough of nachos, beer, and a Dunkin' Donuts Girl Scouts coconut caramel swirl-inspired frozen chocolate shake? If that's the case, you'll probably never be able to purchase a new couch. Making money necessitates determination and hard effort. Exercise and a healthy diet can help. Taking care of your finances and your health are two sides of the same coin. Poor health practices bring bad luck. This is the kind of luck that comes as a result of bad habits, bad behavior, and bad decisions. If you're a creature with more than a few of these behaviors, you might need some assistance getting out of debt. A nonprofit debt management program has a track record of success. Certified counselors will negotiate with creditors to cut interest rates and monthly payments to a manageable level. They'll also educate you budgeting skills that will set you on the path to financial success. They also realize that being in debt isn't something to be embarrassed about. Nobody is perfect, so the idea is to develop more positive habits than negative ones. Adopting one good behavior has the impact of eradicating many bad habits, says the author. So, if you're in debt, cut down on your TV watching, read more, make plans, think optimistically, and look for additional sources of money. Don't forget to floss as well.